Chapter 2152. Previously, Lu Ming had killed the Goatee Great Emperor in one fell swoop, which made him extremely terrified. Now that Lu Ming was here, he could not resist at all. Only death awaited him. The Feng clan leader was about to admit defeat. But Lu Ming was unmoved. Treasures? Do you have more treasures than the Great Emperor? Lu Ming said indifferently. Just now, the Goatee Great Emperor's storage ring had fallen into his hands. Why would he need any treasures? Don't kill me, Lu Ming. As long as you let me go, I will lead the Feng clan and pledge allegiance to you forever. The Feng clan leader screamed in horror. In order to survive, he did not care about anything else. No need, go on your way in peace. Lu Ming said coldly and then slashed out with his sword. The Feng clan leader tried his best to resist, but it was useless. Although there was not much energy left in the Heavenly Emperor's body, it was not difficult to kill a 7-star true emperor. Poof! The sword light flashed and the Feng clan leader was killed. Subsequently, Lu Ming charged toward the head of the Wan family and the sect master of the Ziji sect. There was no suspense. The leaders of the two forces were killed one after another. Then, Lu Ming killed a few more experts. These people were from the Mu clan and the Daluo Heaven sect. They were all high-level Void Emperors. After killing these people, Lu Ming did not continue to attack and kept the Heavenly Emperor's body. The energy storage of the Heavenly Emperor's body had fallen below 10%. If he wanted to control it next time, he would need to continue to replenish energy. There was no suspense in this battle. The strongest experts of the Feng clan, the Wan clan, and the Ziji sect were all killed. The rest could not resist. The result was already decided. This was a day of bloodshed. Not long after, the experts of the Feng clan, the Wan clan, and the Ziji sect were almost all killed. Those who were left were those with weaker cultivation. The people of the 10 great factions all smiled. The Feng clan was finally destroyed. Swoosh! At this time, a figure appeared. It was Uncle Kong. Tianluo guy escaped, but that guy suffered a fatal injury. He will not recover without 100 years. Uncle Kong said. It was a pity that he could not kill Tianluo Great Emperor. That's good too. I'll personally take Tianluo's life one day. Lu Ming said. By the way, Uncle Kong, the Mu clan lost a great emperor this time. Will they go crazy and take revenge? Lu Ming asked. He would be leaving soon. He was afraid that the Mu clan would send experts to deal with the Divine Elephant sect and Phoenix Palace. The Mu clan has sent a great sovereign to the Yuan Mountain to kill you. I will personally go to the Divine Fate Land. I have a good relationship with one of the overlords of the Divine Fate Land. I will ask them to take action and restrain the Mu clan. The Mu clan will not dare to act recklessly. Kong Bo said. Lu Ming nodded. If that was the case, he was relieved. News of the battle with the Wind Tribe soon spread throughout the ancient Moon Holy Ground, shocking everyone. Not long after, it even spread throughout Yuan Mountain. In this battle, a few powerful factions had been annihilated, and even martial emperors had fallen. It was truly shocking. Most importantly, the martial monarch was killed by Lu Ming. For a time, Lu Ming's reputation reached its peak. Originally, because of the Battle of the 10 Earths, Lu Ming reached the peak, but then he was judged by the Heavenly Emperor that it would be difficult for him to become an emperor. Therefore, everyone in Yuan Mountain knew about him. And now, it was because he killed a great emperor. Countless people were horrified and extremely shocked. Before, there were still people who looked down on Lu Ming, thinking that Lu Ming could not become an emperor because his potential was limited. But now, no one dared to look down on Lu Ming anymore. So what if he couldn't become an emperor? He could still stir up the wind and clouds. Under his anger, several powerful factions were annihilated, and blood flowed like a river. Even great emperors were killed. As long as Lu Ming had the Heavenly Emperor's body in his hands, even if he couldn't become an emperor, he would still be a terrifying existence. Even great emperors would fear him. The outside world was shocked. Countless people were discussing Lu Ming's name, and Lu Ming was already preparing to return to Tsang State. Ancient Moon Holy Land, Wind Clan, Wan Clan, Golden Crow Clan, Sky Wolf Pagoda, and Purple Extreme Sect were destroyed. The resources and territories they left behind were divided by Phoenix Palace and other sections. There was a relatively large reshuffle in Ancient Moon Holy Land's forces. Lu Ming did not participate in all of this. He stayed in the Great Pill Development Hall for a few days. A few days later, Uncle Kong set off for the Divine Fate Land. Lu Ming brought Autumn Moon, Xuanixin, and Tian Chui towards Tsang State. Tsang State, Cloud State, and Emperor State. These three states were located in the Cloud Sea mountain range. They were the closest to the sea and were considered an extremely remote area. Very few people from the various holy lands of Yuan Mountain would come to these three states. Therefore, there was no public teleportation to this place. They had to fly. Lu Ming took out a puppet. This puppet looked like a goshawk. It was the same one that Chao Kai had given him back then. It could travel 100 times faster than the sky-piercing shuttle. The four of them sat on the goshawk puppet. The goshawk puppet spread its wings and flew towards Tsang State at an astonishing speed. The 100-fold piercing sky-flying shuttle was too fast. They were like bolts of lightning. Fortunately, there was a layer of light on the eagle puppet's body. Otherwise, they would have been torn apart by the astral winds. Below them, there were boundless mountains and rivers. One by one, the Emperor forces flew past. Back then, when Lu Ming escaped from the Cloud Sea mountain range, he flew for several months and only flew past a few Emperor-level forces. But now, they only took a few days to arrive at the border of the Cloud Sea mountain range from the Ancient Moon Holy Land. After entering the Cloud Sea mountain range, the four of them used their divine breathing technique to disguise themselves and conceal their auras. Now, they did not know the current situation of the three states. Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others had fallen into the enemy's hands. Naturally, they could not expose their identities. Although Lu Ming was not afraid of the enemy at all with his current combat strength, it was better to hide their identities and rescue them first. After another 2 days, they had passed through the Cloud Sea mountain range and arrived at the border of Cloud State. Senior brother, senior sister, hide your identities first and wait in Cloud State. Autumn Moon and I will go back to Tsang State first and see if we can rescue Master and the others. Lu Ming said to Tian Chui and Xuanixin. Okay, junior brother, be careful. Tian Chui and Xuanixin nodded. They also understood that they were not strong enough. Even if they went with Lu Ming, they would not be of much help. They planned to gather information in Cloud State first. The four of them split up. Lu Ming and Autumn Moon went to Tsang State, while Tian Chi and Xuanixin stayed in Cloud State to gather information. Although they did not ride on puppets, Lu Ming and Autumn Moon's current speed allowed them to cross the entire Cloud State in an hour. They crossed most of Tsang State's territory and arrived near Dragon God Valley. The two of them stood in the sky and looked at Dragon God Valley. Dragon God Valley was not the same as before. Back then, Dragon God Valley was filled with snow all year round. That was because Ice Dragon Ancestor lived in the depths of Dragon God Valley. Ice Dragon Ancestor was cultivating and the temperature was too low, causing snow to fill the sky. But now, the snow had melted and the vegetation was flourishing. Dragon God Valley was full of vitality. Occasionally, there would be people coming in and out. People from Emperor Sky Divine Palace. Chapter 2153. The people from Emperor Sky Divine Palace were easy to recognize as they were all dressed like emperors. It seemed that although many things had happened in Yuan Mountain, Tsang, Cloud, and Emperor regions were not affected as they were too remote. At this moment, in the Dragon God Valley, two figures were running towards the Cloud Dragon Valley. These two people were Lu Ming's two senior brothers. Second senior brother Long Yuanshan and third senior brother Yang Tianzong. The two of them arrived at the Cloud Dragon Valley, entered a cave, and closed the stone door. Senior brother, we're lucky this time. We obtained 2 mystical pattern stones. After refining them, our cultivation will definitely improve. Let's take one each. Yang Tianzong took out 2 pieces of silver stone. There were strange patterns on the stone and it was very mysterious. Junior brother, you should use these 2 mystical pattern stones. You're more talented than me. It would be a waste for me to use them to improve my cultivation. Long Yuanshan said. Senior brother, how can we do that? The 2 of us obtained the mystical pattern stones together. We should have one each. Senior brother, take it. Yang Tianzong handed one of the mystical pattern stones to Long Yuanshan. At that moment, boom! The stone door of the cave let out a loud boom. Someone was attacking the stone door. Yang Tianzong and Long Yuanshan's expressions changed. Yang Tianzong kept the mystical pattern stones. Boom! Boom! The stone door trembled and then exploded with a bang. A few figures walked in from outside. There were 3 of them. 2 were middle-aged and 1 was an old man. The 3 of them looked at Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong coldly. The 2 of you, hand over the mystical pattern stones. What mystical pattern stones? Elder, did you make a mistake? Long Yuanshan's expression changed slightly before he smiled apologetically. You're still trying to quibble. The 2 of you weren't the only ones who went to the bottom of the sea. Someone saw you obtain the mystical pattern stones. Hand them over quickly. Otherwise, you know the consequences. The old man sneered. Damn it! Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong roared in their hearts. Ever since they were controlled by the evil spirit sect, all their resources had been taken away. Even if they obtained any resources later on, as long as the evil spirit sect knew about it, they would take it away. This caused their cultivation to become extremely slow. Over the years, their cultivation had not improved by much, mainly because their resources had been taken away. They had to rely on the origin energy of the heavens and earth to cultivate slowly, which was extremely slow. Some time ago, they had been sent to the sea to carry out a mission. By chance, they had obtained 2 mystical pattern stones. The mystical pattern stone was a rare treasure of heaven and earth. After refining it, it could greatly increase one's cultivation. It was also of great help to one's comprehension of the laws. As soon as they returned, they immediately planned to refine it. They were afraid that the people from the evil spirit sect would find out and snatch it away. Unexpectedly, as soon as they returned, the other party caught wind of the news and rushed over. Still not handing it over? Do you want to die? Seeing the 2 of them hesitate, the old man's face darkened. Elder, we are working for the evil spirit sect, but we are not their slaves. We have the right to obtain our own treasures to cultivate. What you are doing is too much. Long Yuanshan said. Ha ha ha, too much. Let me tell you, you are the slaves of the evil spirit sect. You have to contribute wholeheartedly to the evil spirit sect. You still want to obtain your own resources to cultivate? Don't even think about it, understand? The old man laughed loudly. The other 2 middle-aged men also laughed maniacally. Damn it! Yang Tianzong roared, his eyes flashing fiercely. What are you doing? Are you trying to rebel? As long as I report this, you will suffer a fate worse than death. Don't forget, there are restrictions in your soul. The old man was fearless. Junior brother, don't act rashly. Long Yuanshan held Yang Tianzong down, telling him not to act rashly. Their souls had been restricted by the evil spirit sect's experts. Their lives were completely under the other party's control. If they acted rashly, only death would await them. Yang Tianzong had no choice but to endure. A slave is a slave. You have to do your duty as a slave. Now, hand over the mystical pattern stone and kneel down to admit your mistakes. I can let bygones be bygones. Hurry up. The old man said. What? You want us to kneel? Yang Tianzong was furious. Even Long Yuanshan was the same. This was too much. Kneeling down is already giving you a way out. Hurry up, I don't have that much time to waste on you. The old man shouted. Since you're in such a hurry, I'll send you on your way. At that moment, a voice rang out. It came from outside the cave. When they heard that voice, Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong trembled. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. That was because they were all too familiar with that voice. Meanwhile, the old man's eyes turned cold. Cold murderous intent filled the air. He turned around and shouted coldly, "Who's the blind fool? You're courting death." Then, everyone saw a young man and a young woman walk in from outside the cave. The man looked to be in his 20s. He was tall and straight, and his eyes were like stars. He had an indescribable aura. The woman looked to be in her 20s. She wore a snow-white dress and looked like a fairy from a painting. "Junior brother, it's really you." Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong exclaimed at the same time. The ones who had entered were naturally Lu Ming and Qiu Autumn Moon. Just now, the two of them had checked the surroundings outside before they entered Dragon God Valley and headed towards Cloud Dragon Valley. With Lu Ming's sharp hearing, he heard the commotion the moment he entered Cloud Dragon Valley. He was instantly enraged. "Junior brother? You're from Dragon God Valley too? I've never seen you before," the old man said in a deep voice. Lu Ming ignored him and walked towards Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong. He cupped his fists and said, "Senior brothers, long time no see. Junior brother, why are you back?" When Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong saw Lu Ming, they were happy but worried at the same time. They did not know if Lu Ming had any backup. If he did not have any backup, they would be in trouble. They had heard from the Cloud Dragon Valley Master that Lu Ming had escaped and he would seek help. They wondered if he had managed to get help from any experts. "Kid, it seems like you're the fish that escaped the net back then. Ha ha ha, you still dare to show yourself. You're courting death." The old man thought about it and knew that Lu Ming had not been caught back then. But since he had escaped, he still dared to show himself like this. How foolish. Lu Ming turned around and looked at the old man and the two burly men. "Kneel down and commit suicide." "What? What did you say?" The old man and the two burly men thought that they had heard wrongly. This kid actually told them to kneel down and commit suicide? Was he crazy? This was the territory of the evil spirit sect. Moreover, their cultivation levels were extremely high. This kid did not look very old, but he actually told them to kneel down and commit suicide. His arrogance made them want to laugh. They felt that it was the biggest joke in the world. But in the next moment, they could not laugh anymore. Because a terrifying aura suddenly erupted from Lu Ming's body. The terrifying pressure was like hundreds of mountains pressing down on them. Plop! 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 Chapter 2154. That old man was at the Great Sage Greater Mastery. The two burly men were at the Bright Sage Realm. They were no different from ants in Lu Ming's eyes. He only released a trace of his aura, and the three of them were forced to kneel on the ground. "Ah, who are you?" The old man struggled with all his might, but it was useless. The space seemed to have frozen, and the terrifying pressure seemed to be about to crush his body. He was terrified. He realized that this young man's cultivation was unbelievable. Just his aura alone could make him kneel on the ground. What kind of cultivation did he have? In his impression, even an ordinary Great Sage Lesser Mastery couldn't do that, unless he was stronger. Could this young man be at the Great Sage Lesser Mastery? Thinking of this, he broke out in cold sweat. Disciple of the Dragon God Valley, Lu Ming. Lu Ming said calmly. "Ah, let us go. The entire Dragon God Valley is under our control. If you don't let us go, you're courting death. Not only will you die, but everyone in the Dragon God Valley will die." The old man shouted. He deliberately raised his voice to alert the others. Unfortunately, Lu Ming had already set up an energy barrier at the entrance of the cave. The commotion here couldn't be heard at all. This time, the evil spirit sect will be completely destroyed. Lu Ming sneered, and his killing intent was like a knife. Help! The old man and the two burly men screamed in horror. But Lu Ming's eyes were filled with the light of death, and the three of them were instantly enveloped by the light of death. Then, they turned into ashes and dissipated. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong sighed. They hadn't seen their junior brother for many years. It seemed that their junior brother had become stronger, reaching a height that they couldn't reach. That old man was at the great sage greater mastery, but he couldn't resist Lu Ming at all and was directly killed. And Lu Ming didn't even make a move from the beginning to the end. This kind of method made them feel that it was somewhat inconceivable. Junior brother, hurry up and leave. If you kill them, the evil spirit sect will soon find out. When they send experts, it will be troublesome. At this moment, Long Yuanshan thought of something and said with a solemn expression. Second senior brother, third senior brother, I've come back to save you. Lu Ming said. Save us. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were stunned for a moment before their faces lit up with joy. Little junior brother, did you manage to get reinforcements from the ancient Moon Holy Land? They thought that since Lu Ming was so confident, he must have invited reinforcements. Reinforcements? You can say that. Lu Ming rubbed his nose and said, right, where is Master? And where are the others from Dragon God Valley? Little junior brother, Master is in the original Sky Universe Demon sect. In fact, more than half of the people from Dragon God Valley are there. Most of the people from the other sects in the Tsang state are also there. They are working as coolies to refine a kind of demonic pill for the evil spirit sect. Long Yuanshan said. I heard that those demonic pills can help the evil spirit sect's disciples increase their cultivation. That damned evil spirit sect, they're treating us like slaves. Yang Tianzong said unhappily. They're all in the Sky Universe Demon sect. Lu Ming's eyes flashed with killing intent as he continued, second senior brother, third senior brother, I'll break the restrictions in your souls first. With Lu Ming's current cultivation, it wouldn't be too difficult to break the restrictions in their souls. Break the restrictions? No, as long as you break our restrictions, the person who set the restrictions will immediately discover it. At that time, the others will be in danger. Long Yuanshan hurriedly said. Lu Ming frowned. This was indeed very troublesome. Everyone's souls had restrictions placed on them, and their lives were in the hands of the other party. He had to solve this problem. Otherwise, no matter how strong Lu Ming's cultivation was, he wouldn't be able to do anything. Then, he asked, Senior brother, do you know how many people from the evil spirit sect set up the restrictions and where they are? As far as I know, there's only one person from the evil spirit sect who set up the restrictions, and this person is also in the Sky Universe Demon sect. Long Yuanshan said. There's only one person. Lu Ming was delighted. If there was only one person, then it would be easy. Senior brother, let's set off and head to the Sky Universe Demon sect to kill the person who set up the restrictions. Lu Ming said. Wait a minute, junior brother, don't act rashly. The person who set up the restrictions is a quasi-emperor. Moreover, there's a law king from the evil spirit sect in the Sky Universe Demon sect. Long Yuanshan hurriedly said. The law kings of the evil spirit sect were all martial emperors. Wouldn't they be courting death if they went over like this? It's fine. It's just a law king. There's nothing to worry about. Lu Ming smiled. Junior brother, did you really invite reinforcements from the ancient moon's sacred ground that can suppress a martial emperor? Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were overjoyed. It's enough to kill a martial emperor. Senior brothers, don't worry. You just have to bring me to the person who set up the restrictions. Lu Ming said. Alright, in that case, let's go. Long Yuanshan made up his mind. Senior brothers, wait for me for a moment. Lu Ming's figure flashed and left the cave abode. In less than a minute, Lu Ming returned. Just now, he had already circled around the Dragon God Valley and killed all the evil spirit sect cultivators at the Sage stage and above who were guarding the Dragon God Valley silently. In this way, after the person who set up the restrictions was killed, the people of the Dragon God Valley would be able to break the restrictions and take advantage of the situation to defeat the people of the evil spirit sect. Let's go. Lu Ming waved his hand and a force swept Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong out of the cave abode and flew toward the Sky Universe Demon sect at an extremely fast speed. This speed, Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were shocked. Lu Ming's speed was too shocking and beyond their imagination. He was much faster than many of the absolute saints they had seen. Not long after, a large area of the Demon Mountain was in sight. Figures could be seen flashing from time to time in the Sky Universe Demon sect. "Junior brother, where's the reinforcements you invited?" Long Yuanshan asked. Yang Tianzong was also curious. They had already arrived at the Sky Universe Demon sect, but they did not see anyone else. There were only a few of them. Autumn Moon, do it." At this moment, Lu Ming said to Autumn Moon. Autumn Moon nodded. "Ha! Her. Junior brother, you can't do that. The king of the evil spirit sect is guarding this place. He is a martial emperor. If you ask this young lady to do it, you will be harming her." Long Yuanshan quickly stopped him. Before Autumn Moon, she had been following Lu Ming obediently. Moreover, she was so young. They had not thought about how strong Autumn Moon's cultivation was before. Now, Lu Ming had asked Autumn Moon to do it. Wasn't this asking Autumn Moon to die? "Don't worry." Chiao Yu smiled and stepped forth, appearing in the air above the numerous devil mountains. Boom! Then, a terrifying aura erupted from Autumn Moon's body. That was the Emperor's aura. It was vast and unfathomable like the vast ocean. Chapter 2155. Autumn Moon unleashed the aura of a martial emperor and a terrifying pressure pressed down on the demon mountains of the Sky Universe Demon sect. Feeling the terrifying aura from Autumn Moon, Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were completely stunned. Then, their bodies started to tremble. Martial Emperor. Autumn Moon was actually a martial emperor. The beautiful lady beside Lu Ming was actually a martial emperor. Gosh, such a young martial emperor. What did a martial emperor represent? In Tsang State, it was the ruler, the supreme existence. The people of Tsang State basically did not know the specific classification of martial emperors. In their eyes, as long as one reached the martial emperor level, one was an invincible figure. In fact, many people even addressed ordinary void emperors as great emperors. At this moment, the Sky Universe Demon sect was in complete chaos. Martial Emperor, it's a martial emperor. A martial emperor has appeared. Someone shouted. In the demon mountains of the Sky Universe Demon sect, figures flashed and some were frightened. This was because this was an unfamiliar martial emperor, not a martial emperor from the evil spirit sect. Swoosh! A beam of light shot out from one of the demon mountains. In the sky, a figure appeared, emitting a terrifying aura. Martial Emperor's aura. This was also a martial emperor. It's the Soul Destroyer King, it's him. This guy is indeed not dead. Lu Ming's eyes flashed. The person who had appeared was actually the Soul Destroyer King. When Lu Ming first came to the Yuan continent, he had entered the Tsang Emperor's secret realm. In the secret realm, he had seen the Soul Destroyer King and the Tsang Emperor. The two of them had fought for 60,000 years inside. Later, the Tsang Emperor's corpse appeared, but the Soul Destroyer King had disappeared. Then, there was news that Lu Ming had obtained the Tsang Emperor's storage ring and inheritance. This news had almost forced Lu Ming into a desperate situation. At that time, Lu Ming suspected that the Soul Destroyer King was not dead and that he was the one who had leaked the news. Now, it seemed that it was true. Moreover, the injuries of the Soul Destroyer King had already healed. It's just a one-star Void Emperor. Lu Ming sensed and discovered that the Soul Annihilation Master King was only a one-star Void Emperor. He felt relieved. An ordinary one-star Void Emperor would not be a match for Autumn Moon. "Who are you?" the Soul Destroyer Shakyamuni said solemnly. Chiao Autumn Moon looked so young, but she had already broken through to the Martial Emperor realm. This shocked him. "The person who will kill you," Autumn Moon said coldly. She waved her hand and sent a palm strike towards the Soul Destroyer Shakyamuni. The Soul Destroyer Shakyamuni had no choice but to fight with Autumn Moon. The two of them fought in the sky, causing the void to tremble. "Junior brother, is Miss Autumn Moon the reinforcements you invited?" Long Yuanshan asked. Lu Ming smiled and didn't answer. He said, "Senior Martial brothers, take me to the Empyrean Demons sect and find the person who placed the restriction." "All right." Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong nodded. They knew that it was a crucial moment and they could only choose to believe in Lu Ming. The three of them rushed into the Sky Universe Demons sect. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were also controlled, so the evil spirit sect members would not stop them. Lu Ming restrained his aura and followed the two of them. The others also thought that Lu Ming was one of them and naturally did not stop them. They shuttled through the demon mountains, looking for the person who had placed the restriction. Moreover, everyone was attracted by the battle in the sky. Not many people were paying attention to Lu Ming and the others. "I see it." Suddenly, Yang Tianzong's face lit up. A group of people stood on a demon mountain in front of them. One of them was a skinny old woman. Lu Ming recognized her at a glance because he had seen this old woman place a restriction for others with his own eyes. The three of them flew toward the mountain. "What are you doing?" Someone looked at the three of them. "My lord, we have something to report. It's about the Martial Emperor." Long Yuanshan bowed. "Oh, come over here." The skinny old woman looked at Long Yuanshan and the other two. The three of them flew toward the demon mountain and slowly approached the skinny old woman. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes. He had to kill this old woman in an instant. Otherwise, Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong would be in danger. She could control the restriction with a thought and destroy Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong's souls. "Do you know who the Martial Emperor is? What news do you have? Tell me everything," the skinny old woman said. Beside him, there were a few elders. Each of them had a profound cultivation base. They were all quasi-emperors. "My lord, I accidentally received a piece of news. It's like this." Lu Ming took a few steps forward and pretended to reply as he moved closer to the old woman. "What is it? Say it." "No, wait a minute, you." At this moment, the old woman realized that something was wrong. She did not sense the fluctuation of her restriction on Lu Ming. In other words, Lu Ming was not controlled by her restriction. Other than the D family, the Sky Universe Demons sect, and the Evil Spirit sect's disciples who were not controlled by her restriction, the other forces who had surrendered were all controlled by her restriction. Could it be that this kid is from the Evil Spirit sect or the D family? In an instant, many thoughts flashed through the old woman's mind. Boom! At this moment, Lu Ming exploded and charged toward the old woman. To Lu Ming, the distance of dozens of meters was covered in an instant. It was even faster than a human's reaction time. Before the old woman could even react, Lu Ming had rushed in front of her and struck her head with his palm. Poof! The old woman's head exploded like a watermelon. She was killed in one move. At this moment, the others finally reacted. "You're courting death. Kid, kill!" The other boundary thearchs beside the old woman were enraged and charged toward Lu Ming. The old woman was able to place restrictions in other people's souls. This required talent, and not everyone in the Evil Spirit sect knew how to do it. It was extremely rare. Now, the only person in the entire Evil Spirit sect who could do it was the old woman. The old woman had a disciple. Although he also had such talent, his cultivation was too weak and could not be of much use. Therefore, the old woman's death was definitely a great loss to the Evil Spirit sect. "You're the ones who will die." Lu Ming said coldly as he struck out with his palm. The terrifying palm force surged out like an avalanche. Several boundary thearchs' bodies exploded and died on the spot. At this moment, Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong reacted and were dumbfounded. Those were boundary thearchs. Several boundary thearchs were actually unable to resist Lu Ming and were killed with a single palm strike. What cultivation level had Lu Ming reached now? Senior brother, have your restrictions been broken? Lu Ming asked. It's broken. Once the old woman died, the restrictions were automatically broken. The two of them reacted and revealed joyful expressions. The restriction has been broken. Our restriction has been broken. At this moment, the entire Sky Universe Demon sect was in an uproar. At least half of all the sects that had surrendered in the Tsang state had gathered here to help the evil spirit sect refine pills. At this moment, everyone felt that their restrictions had been broken. Everyone, let's kill our way out. At this moment, there was a loud roar. Then, a sword light soared into the sky and killed several evil spirit sect disciples. Master. Chapter 2156. In the Sky Universe Demon sect, an old man was slaughtering. Wherever his sword light passed, several evil spirit sect disciples were killed. This old man was Lu Ming's master, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. Kill all these bastards. With a roar, a ferocious tiger roared and soared into the sky. With a slap, it killed a few evil spirit sect disciples. This was also an absolute saint, a powerhouse of the demon castle. Then, more people rioted. All these years, they had been controlled by the restrictions and had been bullied. Now that the restrictions had disappeared, everyone immediately rioted and wanted to rush out. You're courting death. Within the many demonic mountains, terrifying auras rose up one after another. The evil spirit sect and the Emperor Heavenly Divine Palace had arranged for many experts to be here. Apart from the old lady and the rest, there were more than 10 absolute sage experts. However, there were no quasi-thearchs. They had all been killed by Lu Ming. More than 10 absolute saints stepped into the air and charged toward the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the tiger. Lu Ming waved his hand, and more than 10 spears condensed in the air. Swoosh! Swoosh! These spears turned into streaks of light and stabbed toward those absolute saints. Oh no, no, these absolute saints sensed a terrifying danger and wanted to dodge, but it was too late. Poof! Poof! More than 10 absolute saints were all pierced by the spears and died on the spot. Their bodies fell to the ground. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the tiger were shocked as they looked toward Lu Ming and the others. Upon seeing Lu Ming, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master's eyes widened in joy. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was truly ecstatic. Just now, those spears had been shot out by Lu Ming. They had instantly killed more than 10 absolute saints, leaving him stunned. He understood that after not seeing him for so many years, his disciples' cultivation had completely surpassed his. Master. Lu Ming also smiled. Kill, kill. At this moment, the Sky Universe Demon sect was in complete chaos. The others saw that the evil spirit sect and D family's absolute saints were killed instantly. At this time, there were no more experts left. The people of the major sects took the opportunity to counterattack and attacked the people of the evil spirit sect and D family. The scene was in chaos. Ming, let's talk later. Kill the enemy first. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Then, he turned into a beam of sword light and charged towards the people from the evil spirit sect and D family. The absolute saints of the evil spirit sect and D family were no match for the Valley Master and the others. The situation was one-sided. The Sky Universe Demon sect had gathered more than half of the people in the Tsang state. In terms of numbers, they had far more people than the evil spirit sect and the D family. In the past, because he had taken control of everyone's souls, he didn't need many people to manage them. Now that the soul restriction had been broken, and all of the Paragon saints had been killed, the situation was completely one-sided. Lu Ming's sect's king's sect, master, Autumn. At that moment, Lu Ming transmitted his voice to Qiu Yu. Earlier, Qiu Yu hadn't used her full strength at all. Boom! God, Emperor, Sect, Master's sect. The law of yin and yang turned into a terrifying destructive force and blasted towards the soul-destroying Shakyamuni. The laws of yin and yang. You have a king body. Shakyamuni's soul extinguisher screamed in horror. Boom! King Sect Master God was sent flying by Autumn Moon. He spat out a large mouthful of blood and almost exploded. Run! King Sect Master God turned around and ran. Ordinary martial emperors were no match for King's. His talent was limited. Although he had been a martial emperor for many years, he was only a one-star Void Arch. His battle prowess was not strong and he was no match for Autumn Moon. Die! Autumn Moon shouted. She waved her hands, and two scimitars appeared. They turned into a yin-yang wheel and charged toward King Sect Master God. King Sect Master God roared and tried his best to block, but he couldn't block it at all. His body was pierced through by the yin-yang wheel. King Sect Master God dragged his broken body and fled frantically. However, the yin-yang wheel caught up and crushed down. Bang! King Sect Master God's body exploded. His soul let out a shrill scream that resounded throughout the demon sect. Then, his soul was also destroyed and turned into ashes. King Sect Master God is dead. A martial emperor has been killed. Everyone was shocked. A martial emperor was killed just like that. Everyone was shocked. After that, the morale of the various sects in Tsang State increased greatly. On the other hand, the morale of the Evil Spirit sect and the D family was greatly reduced. They began to flee. Junior brother, let's go and kill the enemies too. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong also charged toward the crowd. Lu Ming stepped into the air. Many long spears condensed around his body. From time to time, a long spear would fly out. Every time a long spear flew out, it would kill a powerful figure on the other side. There was no suspense in this battle. Not long after, almost all the people of the Evil Spirit sect and the D family were killed. Basically, no one escaped. At this moment, Autumn Moon stepped into the air and walked toward Lu Ming. Everyone's gaze fell on Autumn Moon. She was a martial emperor. Such a young and beautiful martial emperor was amazing. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master, the Tiger, and a few others were all sages. At this moment, they were flying toward Autumn Moon. Thank you for your help, Martial Emperor. Thank you, Martial Emperor. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others bowed respectfully to Autumn Moon. In their eyes, a martial emperor was a supreme existence. They guessed that Autumn Moon must be from the ancient moon's sacred ground. They were amazed. The ancient moon's sacred ground was indeed a sacred ground. It was amazing that they had such a young martial emperor. Autumn Moon's beautiful face blushed slightly. She was a little embarrassed and said softly, "You don't have to thank me. Young Master asked me to do it. Moreover, you are his family and friends. I should help." What? Young Master? Everyone was stunned. Autumn Moon, such a peerless beauty, was actually someone's maid? Such a young martial emperor was a maid? Then what kind of person was the young master that Autumn Moon mentioned? Many people began to look around, looking for the young master that Autumn Moon mentioned. At this moment, Autumn Moon silently came to Lu Ming's side. Young master. Autumn Moon called out softly. What? Nest. What did I just hear? There was a sudden silence at the scene. Everyone was petrified. All of them stared at Lu Ming in a daze. Their eyeballs were about to pop out. The young master that Autumn Moon mentioned was actually Lu Ming. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong were also petrified. Previously, they thought that Autumn Moon was an expert that Lu Ming had invited from the ancient moon's sacred ground. Never in their wildest dreams would they have thought that Autumn Moon was actually Lu Ming's maid. A young martial emperor as a maid. Everyone felt that their minds were frozen and their faces were filled with confusion. Lu Ming. He is Lu Ming. It's really Lu Ming. Many people exclaimed. They finally recognized Lu Ming. Lu Ming's name had shaken the Tsang state. He was the #1 genius in the Tsang state. Everyone knew about him. Now that many people realized it, they were even more shocked. Master, second senior brother, third senior brother, although Autumn Moon is my maid, I have always treated her as my family. Lu Ming held Autumn Moon's hand and smiled. Chapter 2157. Autumn Moon blushed slightly as she stood obediently beside Lu Ming. Everyone was envious. She was a martial emperor, but she was so obedient. This was simply the dream of all men. However, many people immediately thought of Lu Ming's battle prowess. Just now, many people had seen Lu Ming's attack. The absolute saint couldn't withstand a single blow from Lu Ming and was instantly killed. Lu Ming's battle prowess was also incomparably terrifying. Could it be that Lu Ming had also broken through to the Sage realm or even the Quasi-Thearch realm? Many people sighed. When Lu Ming was in Tsang state, he had already displayed terrifying talent and suppressed the younger generation. Later on, when he became a sage, he could even kill enemies one level higher. Now, if Lu Ming had already broken through to the Absolute Saint realm, it would naturally be easy for him to kill an Absolute Saint of the same level. Many people looked at Lu Ming with awe and respect in their eyes. Lu Ming's current strength was undoubtedly at the peak of Tsang state. Master, where is the headquarters of the evil spirit sect? Lu Ming looked at the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and asked. He didn't see the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect Master and the others in the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master still had a smile on his face. When he heard this, he said, the headquarters of the Evil Spirit Sect is in the D Clan. Many people of the Evil Spirit Sect are there. The D Clan? Lu Ming whispered as killing intent flashed in his eyes. Master, are all the people from the sects in the Tsang state here? Lu Ming asked again. No, most of them are gathered here. There are also some scattered in the original sections. However, there aren't many experts of the Evil Spirit Sect in those sections. This time, the soul restriction has been broken. I believe many people will take the opportunity to escape. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said. Lu Ming nodded. Just like the Dragon God Valley, there were also some people, but not many. Master, everyone, can you please spread the news and ask everyone to gather here? Lu Ming said. Alright, I'll spread the news now and get everyone to gather here. The Evil Spirit Sect has suffered heavy losses in this battle, so they will definitely take action. Cloud Dragon Valley Master nodded. Immediately, everyone spread the news. Lu Ming smiled. The reason he had sent out the news and gathered everyone was not because he wanted to gather strength for defense, but because he wanted to attack. He wanted to attack the D family. If news of this spread out, the D family and the Evil Spirit Sect would definitely be shaken. In that case, they would gather all their experts and wipe them out in one fell swoop. This was Lu Ming's plan, to wipe them out in one fell swoop. If they split up, Lu Ming would have to run from place to place, which would be too troublesome. The others naturally didn't know what he was thinking. They thought that he was gathering his strength to defend himself. The news spread very quickly. Tsang Continent, Cloud Continent, and Emperor Continent were shaken. Lu Ming, the prodigy of Tsang Continent, had returned with a martial emperor. As soon as he returned, he killed a Dharma king of the Evil Spirit Sect. The fall of a martial emperor shocked everyone in the 3 continents. In Tsang Continent, most of the people who had surrendered to the Evil Spirit Sect and were controlled by them had escaped from the Evil Spirit Sect's control and rushed toward the Sky Universe Demon Sect. In the next 10 days, more and more people gathered at the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Back then, There were 13 overlord sects in San continent, countless small sects, and many experts. For a time, the Sky Universe Demon sect was filled with people. Of course, sects like the Sky Universe Demon sect, the Poison sect, and the Blood Demon House that had long surrendered to the Evil Spirit sect were already considered members of the Evil Spirit sect. However, they didn't see anyone from the Heavenly Divine sect. In these 10 days, the 3 continents couldn't calm down. It could be said that the wind and clouds were surging. Everyone felt a stifling aura. Everyone knew that a great battle was about to erupt. The Evil Spirit sect had suffered such great losses, so they wouldn't let it go just like that. They would definitely take action. These 10 days seemed calm on the surface, but it was actually the calm before the storm. It was very stifling. The D clan was located in the best area of the Emperor region. The origin energy here was rich, and there were many outstanding people. Numerous palaces were located in this area. The palaces were everywhere, just like the heavenly palaces in the legends. During this period of time, the palace was not peaceful. Many people were discussing one thing, which was Lu Ming's domineering return with a martial emperor. In one of the palaces, a few people were discussing something. It was the Heavenly Divine sect master and a few elders. Over the years, the Heavenly Divine sect had almost completely surrendered to the Evil Spirit sect. They were loyal to the Evil Spirit sect, so they had obtained a lot of resources and their cultivation had advanced by leaps and bounds. Sect Master, now that Lu Ming has returned with a martial emperor from the outside world, it looks like he wants to destroy the Evil Spirit sect. Now that our soul restriction has been broken, should we take the opportunity to leave the Evil Spirit sect and leave this place? An elder asked. Fool! The Heavenly Divine sect master scolded. I heard that Lu Ming only brought a martial emperor back. What use can a martial emperor be? Also, let me tell you, the Evil Spirit sect's waters are deep. Do you think that the Evil Spirit sect only has a few law kings? Could it be that the Evil Spirit sect has other martial emperors in secret? The expressions of the Heavenly Divine sect's elders changed. That's right. So that Lu Ming is just courting death. Now, not only can we not leave the Evil Spirit sect, but we also have to express our loyalty to the Evil Spirit sect. This way, the Evil Spirit sect will think even more highly of us. The Heavenly Divine sect master looked confident. Sect master is wise. Several elders began to flatter him. In another palace, the Sky Universe Demon sect master, the Poison sect master, and the others were also discussing something. Lu Ming, haha, I didn't expect you to really bring back a powerhouse. But so what? Only death awaits you. The Sky Universe Demon sect master sneered. The atmosphere in the 3 states became more and more solemn. At this time, Xuanixin and Tian Chui had also arrived at the Sky Universe Demon sect. When they saw the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, they were naturally happy. Xuanixin and Tian Chui also brought news that the Evil Spirit sect and D family's experts in the Cloud State had all gathered at the D family's headquarters. Good. Lu Ming revealed a smile. He then gathered everyone and started the discussion. Everyone, now that everyone from the Evil Spirit sect and D family has gathered at the D family, I have decided to attack the D family and destroy the Evil Spirit sect and D family in one fell swoop. Lu Ming said loudly. What? Attack the D family? That's courting death. Everyone was shocked and looked at Lu Ming in disbelief. Lu Ming, is what you said true? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was also in disbelief. Lu Ming actually wanted to attack the D family. Now, the D family and Evil Spirit sect's experts had gathered. Unlike the Sky Universe Demon sect, there was definitely more than one martial emperor expert. Wouldn't they be courting death if they went to attack? That's right, I'm waiting for them to gather before attacking. It's just nice to wipe them out in one fell swoop. Lu Ming said. Many people were speechless. Chapter 2158. Many people looked at each other. They had thought that Lu Ming had gathered the people of the various sects to defend against the attack of the evil spirit sect. It turned out that he was waiting for the experts of the evil spirit sect and the D family to gather and then wipe them out. This idea was too crazy. Ming, did you invite other experts, such as other martial emperors? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master asked. No, it's just us. Lu Ming said. The scene was silent. Many people were a little stunned. Young hero Lu Ming, it's not that I look down on you, but the evil spirit sect has at least 2 guardian kings. Moreover, the head of the D family, Di Tian, is a terrifying martial emperor. If we go there, it's no doubt that we will be throwing eggs at a rock. That's right. Our current plan is to gather together and then break out of the 3 states and go to other states. A few old men spoke. They were the grand elders of several sects, and their cultivation was at the sage stage. I'm naturally confident in doing so. Why would I joke about my own life? Moreover, my master and senior brothers are all together. Lu Ming said. Everyone's heart skipped a beat. That was indeed the case. Lu Ming was a prodigy. How could he be so reckless and send himself to death when he knew that he was no match for them? Did Lu Ming have any trump cards? All right, Ming, I'll go with you to the D family. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said first. I'll go too. Long Yuanshan and Yang Tianzong also spoke. I'll go too. Then, the tiger from the Demon Castle also spoke. Then, many people agreed to go with Lu Ming to the D family. However, some people still didn't speak. What about you? What do you plan to do if you don't go? Lu Ming looked at those who didn't speak. We plan to enter the Cloud Sea mountain range and go to other states. An old man with a hooked nose said. This old man with a hooked nose was a grand elder of the 9 Heaven Sword sect. He was also a sage stage cultivator. Oh, that's good. If you don't go and the D family and evil spirit sect are destroyed by me, there will be no share of the 3 states. Lu Ming said coldly. The expressions of the hook-nosed old man and the others changed slightly. Lu Ming's meaning was very clear. If the evil spirit sect and the D family were destroyed, then those who had not participated in it would not have the right to stay in the 3 states. Those who were unwilling to go had gloomy expressions as their gazes shifted. All right, we've made up our mind. Let's go. Lu Ming leaped into the air. With a wave of his hand, 3 puppets appeared in the sky. One of them was the eagle puppet that Lu Ming often used. The other 2 were also bird-type puppets that Lu Ming had bought in the Divine Golem sect. Their speed was not the slightest bit inferior to the eagle puppet. The 3 puppets rapidly grew in size. When they spread their wings, they were at least 1,000 meters long. They were like 3 small mountains that filled the sky. Master, all of you come up. Lu Ming shouted. Those who were willing to follow Lu Ming to the D family all leaped into the air and flew onto the puppets. A layer of light spread out from the puppets and enveloped everyone. Then, with a thought from Lu Ming, the 3 puppets flew into the sky and disappeared without a trace. So fast. The rest of the people were tongue-tied. Brother Wang, what are we going to do next? Someone asked the hook-nosed old man of the 9 Heaven Sword sect. Humph, that Lu Ming is too arrogant. The strength of the evil spirit sect and the D family is definitely beyond imagination. They will only die if they go. The hook-nosed old man sneered. But I think that Lu Ming is full of confidence. Maybe he has some trump cards. He is a peerless prodigy. If he really has some trump cards, then maybe. Someone else said. The hook-nosed old man's eyes flashed as he thought of all kinds of possibilities. Why don't we do this? We'll head to the D clan and hide in the dark to observe. If Lu Ming is defeated and killed, we'll escape to the Cloud Sea mountain range from Emperor District and head to other places. If Lu Ming defeats the D clan and the evil spirit sect, we'll take the opportunity to strike and obtain some benefits. The hook-nosed old man said. Brother Wang is wise. Senior Wang is wise. The others all started to flatter Qin Wentian. Immediately, they too moved, heading towards the D clan. Lu Ming controlled the three puppets at an astonishing speed. It didn't take long for them to enter the Emperor district. What a fast speed! The others were shocked. It didn't take long for them to pass through the Tsang state and enter the Emperor district. This speed was shocking. Ordinary flying shuttles couldn't compare at all. Many people looked at Lu Ming. This top prodigy of the Tsang state must have been extraordinary in these years. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master stroked his beard and smiled. He was very satisfied with this disciple. Not long after, mountain peaks appeared in front of them. There were many palaces built on the mountain peaks. They had arrived at the D family. D family. There was a glint in Lu Ming's eyes. Clang! Clang! The D family had naturally noticed Lu Ming and the others' arrival. A deafening bell rang. Then, figures flashed in all the palaces. It's Lu Ming. A voice sounded. The people of the D family and the evil spirit sect were shocked. They never expected that Lu Ming would dare to take the initiative to attack. Originally, they were going to send out an army in 2 days to annihilate Lu Ming in one fell swoop. They didn't expect Lu Ming to take the initiative to attack. A large number of figures appeared on the mountain in front of the D family. They were all experts of the D family and the evil spirit sect. Lu Ming waved his hand and put away the puppets. He stood in the air. He saw the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, Heavenly God Sect Master, and the others in the crowd. Young Master, I'll make the first move. Chiu Moon said to Lu Ming. Be careful. Lu Ming said. Chiu Moon nodded and stepped into the air, heading toward the D family. His martial emperor cultivation suddenly erupted. The vast martial emperor's aura pressed down on the D family like raging waves. Many people's faces changed drastically as they felt the terrifying pressure. Boom! Boom! At this moment, 2 terrifying auras also erupted from the Emperor Divine Palace. 2 beams of light shot into the sky and defeated Chiu Moon's aura in one fell swoop. In the next moment, 2 figures appeared in the air. They were 2 old men. Their bodies were skinny like 2 dried corpses, and their bodies were wrapped in black robes. Spirit-devouring king. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Lu Ming had seen one of them before. It was the spirit-devouring king who was suppressed in the heavenly wind plains, one of the 6 great forbidden lands in the Tsang state. When the spirit-devouring king had escaped, Lu Ming had obtained the Tai Chi array disc from him. As for the other person, Lu Ming had never seen him before. He guessed that he was the other guardian king of the evil spirit sect. Kiki, such a young martial emperor. Your blood chi must be very strong. Let me devour you. Maybe it will help me break through my cultivation. The spirit-devouring king let out a strange laugh. His body moved, and he pounced toward Chiu Moon. Chiu Moon struck out with his palm. The laws of yin and yang moved with his palm and blasted toward the spirit-devouring king. Chapter 2159. Monarch Body, Monarch Dao Law. Spirit-devouring Dharma King roared. His cultivation was a 1-star void emperor, so he naturally could not block Autumn Moon's attack and was sent flying. Amazing! The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were invigorated when they saw Autumn Moon send the spirit-devouring Dharma King flying. So it's a monarch body. Looks like you're a prodigy from the ancient moon's sacred ground. Just nice to kill you, hee hee. The other Dharma King sneered, and a black light erupted from his body. It was as if ghosts were wailing and wolves were howling. Swoosh! He rushed toward Autumn Moon, and the black light enveloped Autumn Moon. There seemed to be endless evil spirits in the black light. 2-star Void Emperor. Autumn Moon's gaze was slightly serious. Then, she waved her small hand, and 2 curved blades flew out, turning into the yin-yang wheel. The yin-yang wheel spun rapidly, erupting with destructive power as it attacked the other party. Boom! The two attacks collided, and the evil spirits and the black light were constantly annihilated. However, Autumn Moon's attack was also blocked. The Thousand Ghost Dharma King has also been blocked. The expressions of the evil spirit sect members changed. The Thousand Ghost Dharma King was an extremely powerful Dharma King. He was much stronger than the spirit-devouring Dharma King, but he was still blocked by Autumn Moon. Dong! 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 Following that, Autumn Moon and the Thousand Ghost Dharma King continued to exchange blows. The two of them fought fiercely, and it was difficult to determine the victor. Lu Ming was relieved. The other party was only a 2-star Void Emperor. With Autumn Moon's battle strength, she was enough to block the other party. If the other party was too strong, Lu Ming would directly take action and suppress the other party. This way, it would be a good opportunity for Autumn Moon to train. Little girl, your strength is not bad, but you'll at most be on par with me. However, those people will all die. The Thousand Ghost Dharma King sneered. Autumn Moon's expression was calm. She knew Lu Ming's strength. These people wanted to kill Lu Ming. They were just courting death. Autumn Moon and the Thousand Ghost Dharma King exchanged another blow, and both of them retreated a distance. Whoosh! The devouring law moved and appeared on the other side of Autumn Moon. Its cold aura enveloped Autumn Moon. Together with the Thousand Ghost Shakyamuni, they blocked off Autumn Moon's escape route. Little girl, a mere martial emperor like you dares to come here? Don't even think about leaving today. However, before that, I'll show you how those people are killed. Spirit-devouring Shakyamuni sneered and gave the order, everyone, kill these invaders. Leave no one alive. Kill. Many people from the D clan roared, as powerful experts stepped out one after another. There were people from the D family, Evil Spirit Sect, Heavenly God Sect, and Heavenly Universe Demon Sect. For instance, the Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect, the Sect Master of the Heavenly Universe Demon Sect, and the House Master of the Blood Demon House had their eyes on Lu Ming. Prepare to meet the enemy. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master roared. Master, all of you stay outside. Wait for a while and kill those who escape. Lu Ming's words stunned the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others. Then, they saw Lu Ming step forward alone, facing the Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect and the others. Leave this brat to me. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect shouted coldly. His eyes were cold, and the murderous intent on his body was incomparably dense. At the same time, the aura he exuded was extremely shocking. He had reached the Boundary Emperor realm. Old dog, looks like you've been working hard for the Evil Spirit Sect all these years. You've actually advanced to the Boundary Emperor realm. Lu Ming mocked. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect had definitely received a lot of resources from the Evil Spirit Sect. Otherwise, his cultivation couldn't have advanced so quickly. However, the Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect had already exhausted his potential. It was impossible for him to break through to the Martial Emperor realm in his lifetime. Lu Ming, die. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect shouted coldly. His murderous intent was dense as he charged towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming smiled faintly, and a puppet appeared. This was a humanoid puppet with a saber on its back. At this moment, the saber was unsheathed. It also had a Boundary Emperor cultivation as it charged towards the Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect was immediately blocked. This is a Boundary Emperor puppet. You actually have a Boundary Emperor puppet. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect roared. He was extremely shocked, but at the same time, he revealed a look of greed. This was a Boundary Emperor puppet. If he could obtain it, it would definitely be a great battle force. The Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect fought a great battle with the Boundary Emperor puppet. However, the puppet did not fear death and attacked crazily. For a time, the Sect Master of the Heavenly Divinity Sect was suppressed. Lu Ming, I'll kill you. Another figure charged towards Lu Ming. It was the House Master of the Blood Demon Tower. In the past few years, the House Master's cultivation had also skyrocketed, reaching the Boundary Emperor realm. Lu Ming did not even look. With a wave of his hand, a puppet appeared and charged towards the House Master of the Blood Demon Tower. It also suppressed the House Master of the Blood Demon Tower. Another Quasi-Emperor realm puppet. Many people were flabbergasted, their eyes turning red with envy. These were Quasi-Emperor level puppets. With just one of them, one could do whatever they wanted in the 3 prefectures. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were also stunned. This was because they had not seen Lu Ming use a Boundary Emperor puppet before. Lu Ming, I don't believe that you have so many Quasi-Emperor realm puppets. Go to hell. The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master charged towards Lu Ming. This time, Lu Ming did not take out a puppet. Back then, the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master had deliberately taken in Xie Nianqing as a disciple but secretly wanted to let the evil spirit sect's Dharmaraja possess him. He had long been on Lu Ming's must-kill list. The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master quickly approached Lu Ming. When he saw that Lu Ming still did not take out a puppet, he rejoiced, thinking that Lu Ming had already used up all his puppets. Die! The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master's eyes turned cold. Old demonic woman, no one can save you today. Lu Ming said indifferently. He suddenly took a step forward and instantly appeared in front of the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master. He pointed a finger. A finger energy shot towards the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master's Dantian. The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master was now a Boundary Emperor, but under Lu Ming's attack, it was useless. Bam! Lu Ming's finger energy directly pierced through the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master's Dantian and shattered her saint heart. The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master screamed and retreated frantically. An elder of the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect caught him. You little bastard! You crippled my cultivation! You crippled my cultivation! My cultivation! The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master screamed in despair. Her saint heart was destroyed, and her life's cultivation was wasted. From now on, she would become a cripple. She almost went crazy. The Heavenly God Sect Master and the Blood Demon House Master felt their hair stand on end and cold sweat trickled down their backs. They knew the strength of the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master. He was definitely not weaker than them. But now, he couldn't even withstand one move from Lu Ming and his cultivation was destroyed. The two of them couldn't help but retreat. Where do you think you're going? Lu Ming said coldly. He pointed 2 more fingers and 2 finger energies shot out at an astonishing speed. The Heavenly God Sect Master and the Blood Demon House Master didn't even have time to react. Their dantians were pierced and their saint hearts were shattered. They followed in the footsteps of the Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master and had their cultivation destroyed. Ah! Ah! The two of them screamed in despair. They knew that they were finished. Their life's cultivation was gone. Let's attack together and kill this bastard. Kill this bastard! The Heavenly Universe Demonic Sect Master screamed crazily. Chapter 2160. Kill! Kill! The people of the D clan and evil spirit sect attacked. All kinds of attacks shot toward Lu Ming like rays of divine light, wanting to drown Lu Ming. However, Lu Ming struck out with his palm, and these attacks were destroyed. Lu Ming passed through them and walked toward the sect master of the Sky Universe Demon Sect. Just now, Lu Ming could have killed the Sky Universe Demon Sect master and the others in one move, but he didn't do so. He wanted to let them know what despair was. With a wave of his hand, a total of 18 puppets appeared. They were all at the boundary the Arch Realm. The 18 puppets held battle sabers and charged forward. Puff! Puff! Immediately, a large number of evil spirit sect and D-clan members were killed, and their corpses fell to the ground. The evil spirit sect and the D-clan were horrified. 18 sub-thearch level puppets, this was too terrifying. The 18 boundary the arch puppets were not afraid of death and continued to charge forward. Even if the other party was also at the boundary the arch realm, they couldn't stop them, and people below the boundary the arch realm were constantly killed. Great! Behind, Long Yuanshan and the others were overjoyed. They knew that they couldn't interfere in this battle, so they didn't attack. They also knew that if they attacked, they might distract Lu Ming. Block these puppets. Work together to block them. The people of the D family and the evil spirit sect shouted loudly. All of their sub-emperors had moved out, and with the help of some saints, they finally managed to block the 18 puppets. Lu Ming ignored them and walked step by step toward the Sky Universe Demon Sect Master and the others. Attack! Kill this bastard! Kill him! The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master and the Heavenly God Sect Master roared. Otherwise, they couldn't even fly in the air. Immediately, someone charged toward Lu Ming. He stretched out his hand, and a burst of energy burst out, piercing through the forehead of those people. Corpses fell to the ground one by one. The Sky Universe Demon Sect's Patriarch and the others were horrified, and they hurriedly retreated while others supported them. Lu Ming followed step by step. His eyes were cold and his killing intent was locked onto the Sky Universe Demon Sect's Patriarch and the others. He wanted to make them despair. The closer he got to the other party, the uglier the other party's expression became. Today, all of you will die. Lu Ming said coldly. Boom! Right at this moment, from the depths of the D clan, a terrifying aura burst forth. A black beam of light shot up into the sky, and a vast aura spread out in all directions. Emperor's might. Another martial emperor appeared. Kill! A tyrannical voice rang out. In the next instant, this figure had already appeared above Lu Ming and the others. A terrifying aura enveloped Lu Ming. Three-eyed god race. Lu Ming's heart trembled. The martial emperor that appeared was not the D clan's patriarch, Di Shi Tian, but a three-eyed god race member. This three-eyed god race member was 5 meters tall, and his entire body was shrouded in a pitch-black light. Ordinary people would not be able to see his full appearance, but Lu Ming's eyesight was so good that he could see through the light and see the other party's body. Lu Ming was taken aback to see a martial emperor three-eyed member of the divine clan here. It seems that the evil spirit sect was indeed created by a foreign race. It seems that this three-eyed god race member is a remnant of those who came through the passage. Lu Ming thought about it and understood. Almost all of the three-eyed god race members who came through the passage were killed. Especially those true emperors and void emperors with high cultivation levels, they were all slaughtered. This was because even the great emperors had targeted these foreign races, but there was no guarantee that none of them had escaped. Obviously, this three-eyed god race member was one of those who had escaped to this place. This place was too remote, so naturally, no one chased after him. I wonder if there are any stronger three-eyed god race members. Lu Ming's eyes were solemn. Logically speaking, since the great emperors had targeted high-level void emperors and true emperors and killed almost all of them, there should not be such a high-level three-eyed god race member who had escaped here. Not good, it's a martial emperor. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master, Long Yuanshan, Yang Tianzong, and the others were shocked. Although Lu Ming was strong, could he face a martial emperor? The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master, Celestial God Sect Master, and the others were overjoyed. Lu Ming, go to hell, haha. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master laughed maniacally. No matter how strong Lu Ming was, could he be stronger than a martial emperor? So what if he had some boundary emperor puppets? Facing a martial emperor, he would still die. Kill! The three-eyed god race member roared, and a giant axe appeared in his hand. He swung the axe at Lu Ming. Lu Ming's expression was calm, and he had no intention of dodging. He had long seen that the three-eyed god race member was only equivalent to a one-star void emperor. When the giant axe was about to hit him, Lu Ming struck out with his palm. Clang! Lu Ming's palm struck the three-eyed god race member's battle axe. The battle axe vibrated and was sent flying back. Lu Ming did not move at all. What? Everyone was stunned. Lu Ming could send a martial emperor's battle axe flying with his palm, and he did it with his bare hands. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master, Celestial God Sect Master, and the others widened their eyes in disbelief. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were also dumbfounded. Initially, they had all kinds of guesses. Some guessed that Lu Ming might have a backup plan and might have invited other experts or had some secret treasures. However, no one guessed that Lu Ming could rely on his own combat strength to fight a martial emperor. Lu Ming was too young. How could he fight a martial emperor at such a young age? It was unrealistic. However, what happened next made them feel like they were dreaming. The fish that escaped from the evil god race will be eliminated today. Lu Ming shouted as he soared into the sky and charged toward the three-eyed god race member. The three-eyed god race member shouted as he unleashed his full strength. A destructive light shot out from his third eye and shot toward Lu Ming. However, he was sent flying by Lu Ming's palm. Bang! Lu Ming's palm broke through the three-eyed god race member's defense and landed on his body. The other party let out a blood-curdling scream as his burly body directly exploded into pieces, leaving behind no traces of his body. Hiss hiss hiss, gasps could be heard at the scene. Many people's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. They could not believe it and thought that they were dreaming. A martial emperor was blasted into pieces by Lu Ming with his bare hands. This was too unreal, like a myth. Impossible, this is impossible. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master screamed hysterically, unable to accept this. How could Lu Ming be so strong? He could kill a martial emperor with one move. This was unimaginable for him. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were also stunned. However, when they came to their senses, they were all overjoyed. Could it be that Ming has already become a martial emperor? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master said excitedly. Many people were shocked. Such a young martial emperor was too terrifying. They finally understood why Autumn Moon would follow Lu Ming. Great, great! This time, we can annihilate the evil spirit sect and the D family. Some people were overjoyed and excited. Chapter 2161. Lu Ming looked into the depths of the D clan, and a sharp glint flashed across his eyes. When he killed that evil god tribe member just now, he felt a few fluctuations. Seems like there are more. Get out here. Lu Ming shouted coldly and pointed a finger in the air. Then, everyone was shocked to see that in the depths of the D clan, in the sky, an incomparably huge finger formed and pressed down on a palace. That finger was like the finger of a god, and its aura was so powerful that it gave people the urge to worship it. Boom! With a point of the finger, that palace exploded. At the same time, a few roars sounded, shaking heaven and earth. A tall figure rushed out and punched out, destroying the huge finger. 3 figures appeared in the sky. They were all members of the three-eyed divine tribe. They were tall and sturdy, and their auras were terrifying. In particular, one of the three-eyed divine tribe members had an extremely terrifying aura, many times stronger than the other martial emperors. A 3-star illusionary martial emperor and 2 1-star illusionary martial emperors. I didn't expect so many three-eyed divine tribe members to escape here. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes, and a cold light flashed. You are the son of chaos, but unfortunately, you are only a sub-thearch. How dare you attack me? You are courting death. The 3-star illusionary martial emperor from the evil god tribe spoke with a cold voice. He took a step forward and quickly approached Lu Ming. Many people from the evil spirit sect and the D clan were overjoyed. It turned out that there were so many martial emperors here. This was unimaginable. The Sky Universe Demon Sect Master and the others were also overjoyed. This martial emperor was obviously many times stronger than the one that had appeared before. Lu Ming was dead meat. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were also shocked. Many people were shocked. So many martial emperors, how could there be so many martial emperors? In the past, there were only 2 martial emperors in the 3 states. One was Emperor Yun, and the other was the martial emperor of the D clan. Later on, when the evil spirit sect's Dharma king appeared, there were more martial emperors. But now, martial emperors appeared one after another, and the last one was simply terrifying to the extreme. Could Lu Ming fight against them? Many people started to worry. Back then, I have killed countless members of the evil god tribe. However, there aren't many martial emperors in the evil god tribe. Let's start with the few of you. Facing a 3-star void emperor, Lu Ming's expression remained calm. Boasting shamelessly. You are merely a quasi-emperor, and you want to kill me? Die! The 3-star void emperor spoke coldly. The aura on his body became increasingly violent. He threw a punch toward Lu Ming. This punch directly shattered the space. It was terrifying to the extreme as it charged towards Lu Ming. The others were all shocked. This kind of attack power was too shocking. They felt that as long as it touched them, their souls would scatter. Boom! Lu Ming also moved. He also punched out. Fist against fist. In this punch, Lu Ming erupted with 5 types of laws and fused them together. The 2 fists collided heavily against each other. Lu Ming's fist was very small. Compared to his opponent's fist, which was the size of a water tank, the difference was too great. But when they collided, his opponent's fist, which was the size of a water tank, directly shattered, blood and flesh splattering everywhere. Ah! The other party screamed and retreated continuously. How is this possible? Your laws. The other party roared in disbelief. Kill! Lu Ming did not give the other party a chance at all. He charged over. With a wave of his hand, a battle sword condensed. This battle sword was Lu Ming's self-created sword of death. It was Lu Ming's strongest killing move now. With a slash of the sword, the other party did not have the slightest strength to resist and was directly split into 2 halves. Lu Ming killed him in the air. 3-star Void Emperor, killed in an instant. With Lu Ming's current combat strength, not to mention a 3-star Void Emperor, even an ordinary 4-star Void Emperor would be killed in an instant when he used the Sword of Death. Of course, if it was an Void Emperor who had comprehended many types of laws and successfully fused them together, it would still be impossible. Dead! This time, everyone was stunned once again. An extremely terrifying Void Emperor was also killed. He was killed by Lu Ming with a single slash. This scene was too shocking. Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were completely stunned. As for Spirit Devouring King and Ghostly King, they were still calm. Although they were shocked when Lu Ming killed a 1-star Void Emperor, they were still very calm. This was because they knew that there was a 3-star Void Emperor in the depths of the D clan who could easily kill Lu Ming. But now, a 3-star Void Emperor was also killed by Lu Ming with a single slash. They were really frightened. Kill! With a shout, Qiu Yu made her move. Her Yin-Yang wheel attacked Spirit Devouring Dharma King. Autumn Moon already knew about Lu Ming's combat strength, so she was not surprised at all. As for Spirit Devouring King, he was completely stunned when he saw Lu Ming kill the 3-eyed divine race. He was only a 1-star Void Emperor and was not a match for Autumn Moon. Now that he was stunned, he was directly hit by Autumn Moon. His body exploded and he died on the spot. Then, the Yin-Yang wheel moved and attacked Ghostly King. Ghostly King was shocked and furious. He fought with Autumn Moon. At the same time, he felt cold all over and was ready to escape. Lu Ming was too terrifying. He killed a 3-star Void Emperor with a single slash. If he came to kill him, he would also die. But how could Autumn Moon not know what he was thinking? She attacked with all her strength and stopped him, making it difficult for him to escape. After Lu Ming killed the 3-star Void Emperor, he did not stop. His figure flickered and attacked the other 2 1-star Void Emperors. The 2 3-eyed divine race were terrified and instinctively wanted to escape. But sword light flashed and their heads were separated from their bodies. Their souls were also annihilated. After killing the two three-eyed divine race, Lu Ming stepped into the air and attacked Ghostly King. No, no! Ghostly King was almost scared to death. He attacked Autumn Moon crazily, trying to escape. But Autumn Moon was not weaker than him. He could not escape at all. At this moment, Lu Ming had arrived. No, I surrender, Dharmaraja Myriad Ghost roared hysterically. However, when the death sword fell, Ghostly King was cut in half. Under the remaining power of the death sword, Ghostly King's body was annihilated inch by inch. Everyone was so shocked that they couldn't be any more shocked. Dead! All the martial emperors were dead. From the moment Lu Ming attacked, he killed 5 martial emperors in an instant. Everyone thought that they were dreaming. Especially the sect master of the Sky Universe Demons sect and the sect master of the Celestial Gods sect. They were almost scared to death. Go quickly! They screamed and asked someone to take them away. But in a flash, Lu Ming appeared in front of them. I said, no one can save you today. You must die. Lu Ming said coldly. The sect master of the Sky Universe Demons sect and the sect master of the Celestial Gods sect were in despair. At this moment, they could not summon the slightest thought of resisting. It was true despair. Previously, when they saw the martial emperors appear, they were overjoyed. They thought that a martial emperor could easily kill Lu Ming. But Lu Ming's combat strength was far beyond their expectations. Even martial emperors were like chickens and dogs in front of Lu Ming. They could not withstand a single blow. In just a short while, their mood fell from heaven to hell. Lu Ming, my cultivation has been destroyed. Why do you have to kill me? Spare my life. Chapter 2162. Seeing that he couldn't escape, the Skyspace Demons sect master began to beg. Beg for mercy? What a joke! Lu Ming smiled faintly. The Skyspace Demons sect master had almost allowed Xian Yinqing's body to be possessed for his own selfish reasons. Later on, he had led the evil spirit sect's people to force Lu Ming to flee Tsang State. Was it possible to beg him for mercy now? The sword of death swung out and killed the Skyspace Demons sect master and the Heavenly God sect master in front of their despairing eyes. Kill! Lu Ming roared. His saint power surged and condensed into spears around his body. These spears pierced through the air, piercing through the evil spirit sects and D family's cultivators, killing them in the air. Autumn Moon also made her move. Now, all the other party's martial emperors had been killed. How could anyone below the martial emperor compete with Autumn Moon? They could only be killed. Lu Ming didn't show any mercy. This was the evil spirit sect, created by a foreign race. They specialized in killing the primordial realm's cultivators and geniuses. There was no such thing as mercy, only killing. The D family, Heavenly God sect, and other forces had already submitted to the evil spirit sect. They were no different from the evil spirit sect. Screams rose and fell. This was a massacre. Lu Ming specifically chose sub-thearchs, supreme sages, and great sages to kill. No one could withstand a single move. As long as they were targeted by Lu Ming, only death awaited them. Soon, all the sub-thearchs were killed by Lu Ming. Run! Soon, the evil spirit sects and D family's cultivators collapsed. They no longer had the heart to resist and frantically fled in all directions. Kill! Lu Ming shouted and attacked crazily. With a wave of his hand, the spear light pierced through a radius of hundreds of miles. Several supreme sage experts exploded in the air. At the same time, the 18 sub-thearch puppets were also crazily hunting. The scene was like hell on earth. The evil spirit sects and D family's cultivators fell to the ground like raindrops. Attack! Don't let the evil spirit sect remnants escape. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master roared as he led the powerful cultivators of the Tsang State to hunt down the fleeing evil spirit sect and D family members. Lu Ming and Autumn Moon had killed almost all of their top fighters. The rest could be left to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others. A brief moment later, Lu Ming did not make any further moves. Instead, he ordered the 18 puppets to assist the Valley Master of the Cloud Dragon Valley and the others, while he headed deeper into the D clan. Although these puppets had not fully developed intelligence, they already had a trace of consciousness. As long as they were given an order, they would follow it. The puppets of the Divine Golem cult were naturally incomparable to Earth 1, Gold 1, and the others in the Primal Chaos Palace. 2E, Gold E, and the others had already gained sentience. Their intelligence was no different from ordinary people. Even Tu Qian, who was at the back, had sentience. This was not decided by the strength of one's battle prowess, but by the strength of one's puppet technique. Lu Ming arrived deep inside the D clan and spread out his spiritual sense, encapsulating the entire territory of the D clan. He did not discover anything. Lu Ming frowned. Strange, the D clan's patriarch, Disher Tian, was not here. Suddenly, Lu Ming raised his eyebrows. He dove down and punched out. The ground cracked open, revealing an underground passage. Lu Ming flew in. The underground passageway was quiet and serene. Lu Ming went all the way down and finally discovered that there was another universe in the depths of the underground. It was like an underground world. Inside, there were piles of treasures of the D clan. Lu Ming took them without hesitation. This should be the place where the D clan hid their treasures and where Disher Tian was in seclusion. Because there was a faint emperor's aura here. However, Disher Tian's figure was nowhere to be seen. Lu Ming circled around the place and took away everything he could. Then, he left the place. When he came out, he found two groups of people confronting each other. Lu Ming frowned. One of the groups was naturally the Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others. The other group was the group that did not come with Lu Ming. The leader was the old man with the aquiline nose. Wang, you are too despicable. Previously, when I asked you to come to the D clan, you were afraid of death and did not dare to come. Now that the D clan and the evil spirits sect have been destroyed, you came to fish in troubled waters and fight for resources and treasures. Don't you have any shame? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master shouted. Yun Ruoxu, your appetite is too big. Do you want to take it all for yourself? Also, how many resources have the evil spirit sect and the D clan exploited in Song State all these years? We should take back some of them. The aquiline-nosed old man sneered and quibbled. Also, where are the storage rings of the evil spirit sect's experts? Hand them over. Don't think you can take it all for yourself. You want it with me? At this moment, Lu Ming said coldly and walked over. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was overjoyed. Lu Ming walked over in the air, his eyes flashing coldly. He knew what was going on as soon as he heard that. The aquiline-nosed old man and the others were afraid of death and did not dare to fight, but they secretly followed. When they saw that the evil spirits sect and the D clan had been destroyed, they wanted to take advantage of the situation and fight for resources. How could there be such a good thing in this world? The aquiline-nosed old man and the others looked solemn when they saw Lu Ming. Their speed was much slower than Lu Ming's. In fact, they had just arrived. They did not see the previous battle at all, nor did they see Lu Ming's great feat of killing martial emperors. However, when they were in the Heavenly Universe Demon sect, Lu Ming's strength still made them very wary. Lu Ming waved his hand, and a few storage rings appeared in the air. These are the storage rings of the strongest members of the D clan and the evil spirit sect. If you want them, come and take them. Lu Ming said lightly. The aquiline-nosed old man and the others looked a little serious. For a moment, they did not dare to go forward, but the greed in their eyes was very strong. Lu Ming, are you really going to share them with us? The aquiline-nosed old man asked tentatively. What do you think? Lu Ming looked at the aquiline-nosed old man with a half-smile. The aquiline-nosed old man knew that Lu Ming was playing with him, and his face darkened. Lu Ming, the D clan and the evil spirit sect have so many treasures. You want to take them all for yourselves? We are also people of the Tsang state, so we should have a share. What right do you have to take these treasures? Lu Ming said lightly. Also, I gave you a chance to participate in the battle, but you were afraid of death and refused to come. You even said that you wanted to leave the 3 states and go to other states. Now, get lost. Lu Ming, you still want to chase us away? Don't go too far. The 3 states are not yours. The aquiline-nosed old man said angrily. Now that the D clan and evil spirit sect had been annihilated, the Emperor, Cloud, and Song continents had become ownerless. Only a few factions in Song continent were left. Next, it would be their turn to divide the spoils. How could they bear to leave? Lu Ming, don't go too far. We are also people of the Tsang state. You have no right to ask us to leave. Don't think that you can do whatever you want just because you have some strength. Unless you can kill us all. The aquiline-nosed old man shouted. That's right, I won't leave even if I die. Another group of people followed suit and shouted. Bam! A ray of light flashed, and blood and flesh splattered everywhere. The aquiline-nosed old man's eyes widened in disbelief. Chapter 2163. The old man's eyes were filled with despair and disbelief. He had never expected Lu Ming to be so ruthless, killing him without hesitation. Since you want to die, I'll grant you your wish. Lu Ming said calmly. Thump. The old man's body fell limply to the ground, and he was no longer breathing. Lu Ming, you, the others were shocked. They had not expected Lu Ming to attack all of a sudden. Bang! Lu Ming's eyes were cold as he took a step forward, causing a terrifying pressure to descend. Bang! 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 A few of the people who had teased the old man previously did not even have the chance to cry out before their bodies exploded, killing them on the spot. If you want to die, I'll kill all of you. Lu Ming said coldly. The remaining people's countenances changed drastically, revealing a horrified expression. Do you want to die here, or do you want to fulfill your promise and leave the 3 continents? Lu Ming's gaze was sharp as a knife as he glanced at the remaining people. These people were extremely regretful. If they had known this would happen, they would have followed Lu Ming to attack the D clan. However, they had thought that Lu Ming was dead for sure. Those who had followed Lu Ming here were idiots, but they were not that stupid. Now, it was proven that they were the idiots. Those who had followed Lu Ming here were the wisest ones. From now on, they would be able to divide the 3 continents. How awesome would that be? However, they would not have a share. If they stayed, they would die. Lu Ming was clearly not a merciful person. Let's go, let's leave. We'll leave the 3 continents and never set foot in the 3 continents again. The people were left speechless. They then rose into the air and flew in the direction of the Cloud Sea mountain range. Well done. These people are afraid of death, yet they still want to take advantage of the situation. How can there be such a good thing? The Cloud Dragon Valley Master and the others were extremely pleased. Next, they cleaned up the battlefield. They did not show any mercy to the people of the evil spirit sect. They killed all of them, leaving no one alive. However, they didn't kill some of the weaker members of the D clan. For example, those who were below the Huang Qi layer weren't a threat to them. Lu Ming asked some D clan members about Di Shi Tian's whereabouts. But these people all shook their heads. How would they have the qualifications to know where a character like Sakura was going? Lu Ming felt some regret. If he had known, he would have left behind a few experts to ask. After that, Lu Ming left the D family and traveled across the 3 prefectures. He was afraid that the evil spirit sect and the D family still had powerful cultivators. He had to get rid of them all. There were indeed some powerful beings from the D family and the evil spirit sect in the Cloud State. However, there were no martial emperors, only a few subthearchs and some absolute saints. all of them had been killed by Lu Ming. Later on, Lu Ming simply sent out his puppets to roam the 3 states and hunt down the evil spirit sect and D family members. Several days later, almost all of the evil spirit sect and D family's elites had been killed. The 3 states were now truly under their control. Half a month later, everyone held a grand event in the Dragon God Valley to celebrate their freedom. At the same time, they discussed how to divide the 3 states. Now, the Cloud Emperor Mountain and the D family were all destroyed. There were originally 13 sects in the Tsang state, but the Heavenly Universe Demon sect, Poison Desire sect, Blood Demon House, Intentionless Saber sect, and Heavenly God sect had all been destroyed because they had sided with the Evil Spirit sect. Previously, the 9 Heaven Sword sect, Heavenly King Palace, and a few other remnant forces did not dare to fight because they were afraid of death. Their higher-ups were killed by Lu Ming, and the rest had all retreated from the 3 states. Therefore, the only major forces left were the Dragon God Valley, Demon Castle, Linglong Palace, Life and Death Sword sect, and the Puyuan family. The 3 states were divided between the 5 major forces. But this time, they were able to destroy the Evil Spirit sect and the D family mainly because of Lu Ming. And Lu Ming was from the Dragon God Valley, so he naturally had to take the biggest share. In the end, the Dragon God Valley took the entire Tsang state. The Demon Castle and Linglong Palace equally divided the Cloud state, while the Life and Death Sword sect and the Puyuan family equally divided the Emperor state. The next day, everyone went on the road and began to rebuild. The Dragon God Valley also began to gather disciples to rebuild the Dragon God Valley. Lu Ming also joined in, and he set up a large array around the Dragon God Valley. At the same time, Lu Ming took out 2 puppets and handed them to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. These 2 puppets were equivalent to the 1-star illusionary the Arch Realm puppets. Their intelligence was not high, but they already had spirituality. As long as they were ordered to protect the Dragon God Valley, they would fight to the end. Back in the Divine Golem sect, Lu Ming had bought a total of 3 1-star illusionary the Arch Realm puppets and 18 sub-Thearch Realm puppets. The Cloud Dragon Valley Master was very shocked. After not seeing him for so many years, he knew that Lu Ming had reached an astonishing level. Now, he could even take out Martial Emperor Realm puppets. The reason why Lu Ming took out 2 Martial Emperor Realm puppets for the Cloud Dragon Valley Master was mainly because he was afraid that Sakura would appear. He could not stay in the Tsang state for long. Soon, he would have to return to the Divine Wilderness. At the same time, Lu Ming also told the Cloud Dragon Valley Master about Ice Dragon Ancestor and Ice Dragon Valley Master. After hearing the news, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master sighed. Ice Dragon Valley Master had passed away, and Ice Dragon Ancestor was nowhere to be found. Now, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master was the only one left in the upper echelon of the Dragon God Valley. After that, the Cloud Dragon Valley Master temporarily took over the position of Dragon God Valley Master and began to rebuild the Dragon God Valley. He collected the resources of the entire Tsang state and nurtured talented geniuses. Lu Ming also left behind a large amount of resources. Now, Lu Ming had too many resources in his hands. In the Ancient Moon's sacred ground, he had destroyed the Feng clan and Wan clan and killed a shocking number of martial emperors. With his current cultivation, he could open the storage rings of true emperors and illusionary thearchs. How many resources were there? For example, he could open Emperor Tsang's storage ring now. He also asked Uncle Kong to help him open the storage ring of the Mu clan's martial emperor that he killed. He now had a shocking amount of resources. He left a portion for the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. With these resources and the entire Tsang state, he believed that the Dragon God Valley would quickly become stronger and become the true overlord of the Tsang state. Next, Lu Ming stayed in Tsang state for 3 months. In these 3 months, the entire Tsang state was completely under the control of the Dragon God Valley. The headquarters of the 13 sects had all become branches of the Dragon God Valley. Some small forces had also joined the Dragon God Valley. During this period, Lu Ming and Autumn Moon took turns to preach. The entire Dragon God Valley came to listen and benefited a lot. For example, the #1 genius of the Dragon God Valley, Zifeng, had broken through the shackles and reached the Bright Sage realm. As for the Cloud Dragon Valley Master, with the help of Lu Ming's resources, he had also broken through a bottleneck and reached another level in his cultivation. In these years, because the resources were exploited by the Evil Spirits sect and the D clan, the cultivation of the Dragon God Valley did not increase much. Now that they had the help of various top resources, many people's cultivation had broken through and increased. It was a scene of prosperity. At this time, Lu Ming said goodbye to the Cloud Dragon Valley Master. He was going to return to the Divine Wilderness continent. Chapter 2164. 8 ancient altars floated in the air in the center of the ancient city of the ruins of God. At that moment, one of the altars suddenly lit up, and 2 figures appeared on the altar. They were Autumn Moon and Lu Ming. "We're finally back." Lu Ming smiled. Autumn Moon also looked around curiously. There was no one around the altars, and it was quiet. "Autumn Moon, let's go back to the Divine Wilderness." Lu Ming smiled and held Autumn Moon's little hand as they flew down the altar and towards the south. Suddenly, Lu Ming stopped with a bewildered look on his face. "Young master, what's wrong?" Autumn Moon asked in surprise. "Autumn Moon, have you noticed that something is wrong here? The origin chi is too rich." Lu Ming said with a trace of shock on his face. The origin chi is indeed rich. It's not inferior to Tsang Prefecture, Cloud Prefecture, and Emperor Prefecture. Autumn Moon said after sensing it. Although the origin chi in the continent of God is richer than in the Divine Wilderness, it's completely incomparable to Yuanlu. But now, the origin chi here is actually comparable to Tsang Prefecture. The more Lu Ming said, the more incredulous he felt. The continent of God was a barren land among the 10 lands of the primordial realm. The origin chi was scarce, and the space was extremely unstable. It was too different from Yuanlu and could not be compared at all. But now, the origin chi here was really comparable to Tsang Prefecture. Lu Ming could not have sensed wrongly. Whoosh, Lu Ming waved his palm in the air, and the space rippled like water. The space is also countless times more stable. How is that possible? Lu Ming was even more shocked. The continent of God was at the edge of the primordial realm, and the space was extremely unstable. Here, domain enlightened spirit god realm cultivators could tear open space. As for the martial monarch realm, a casual move would be able to shatter space. When Lu Ming was here, he could cross hundreds of millions of miles to kill enemies. But just now, although Lu Ming hadn't used much power, if it had been in the past, the space around him would have been pierced through by Lu Ming. But now, there were only ripples. The space was much more stable than before. It was already very close to the Yuanlu. Following that, Lu Ming sensed the heaven and earth and discovered that the laws had become countless times clearer. If one were to cultivate in such an environment, their cultivation would definitely advance by leaps and bounds. Like the Tsang Prefecture, the Cloud Prefecture, and the Emperor Prefecture, there were groups of martial emperors. There were even bright saints, great saints, absolute saints, and quasi-emperors. How was this possible? What had happened in the godly ruins continent all these years? How could there be such a shocking change? It was a complete upheaval. A remote and desolate place had suddenly become a holy land for cultivation. At this moment, Autumn Moon had also figured out the difference between the two. He was also stunned. Something big must have happened in the Divine Ruins continent group. Let's return to the Divine Wilderness continent first. Lu Ming said. He had a bad feeling in his heart. The two of them soared into the sky and flew towards the south of the ancient city of the Divine Ruins. If it had been in the past, they would have been able to travel through the void at will. With their current cultivation, they would have been able to reach the Divine Wilderness continent from the Divine Ruins continent in a few minutes. But now, the space was much more stable. Just like in the Yuanlu, they could no longer travel through the void. Kill! Kill! After flying for a while, they heard deafening shouts in front of them. There seemed to be thousands of soldiers and horses in front of them. Lu Ming's expression changed. The two of them continued to fly. Soon, they arrived at the edge of the ancient city of the divine ruins. They saw countless figures standing on the city wall. Some people were fighting in the air. 7th level Martial Emperor, 8th level Martial Emperor. Lu Ming scanned the area and discovered that the people fighting in the air were all 7th level and 8th level Martial Emperors. Also, there were a large number of Martial Emperor realm experts among those who hadn't made a move yet. It would have been unimaginable in the past. Before Lu Ming had left the Divine Ruins continent, the strongest expert in the Divine Ruins continent was the 4th layer Martial Emperor realm. Besides, before Lu Ming had left, he had almost killed all the cultivators above the 3rd layer Martial Emperor realm. But now, he could easily identify cultivators above the 5th layer Martial Emperor realm. As expected, the heavens and earth were different now. The chi of the ancient city of the Divine Ruins was rich and the rules were clear. Lu Ming and Xiao Yu did not stop there. They continued to fly forward. He finally understood what was happening. Outside the ancient city of the Divine Ruins, there were countless figures wearing armor with strong battle intent. It was obvious that two groups of people were fighting. However, Lu Ming was not interested in it. He and Xiao Yu headed out of the city wall. "Hey, you two, which clan are you from? Don't go anywhere. There are enemies outside the city. You will die if you go out." Someone glanced at Lu Ming and Xiao Yu and reminded them. However, Lu Ming continued to walk out as if he did not hear it. "I've never seen them before. I wonder which clan they are from. They are courting death." Many people glanced at Lu Ming and Xiao Yu and uttered hollow laughs, but no one dared to stop them. Lu Ming and Xiao Yu left the ancient city of the Divine Ruins and flew toward the south. "They are from the city. Take them down. How bold of them. Are they trying to provoke us?" Someone among the army outside the city said furiously. The people outside the city assumed Lu Ming and Xiao Yu were from the city. They were infuriated when they saw the two of them walking out of the city as if they were not taking them seriously. Immediately, two people flew toward Lu Ming and Xiao Yu and reached out their hands to grab Lu Ming and Xiao Yu. They were two 3rd layer Martial Emperors. They would have been considered dominators in the past. "Piss off!" Lu Ming shouted coldly. With Lu Ming's cultivation, his casual shout contained great power. The two 3rd layer Martial Emperors' bodies shook violently and they were sent flying back while vomiting blood. "So they are two experts. Kill them. How arrogant. Do you think you can provoke us with just the two of you?" Many people in the army outside the city were furious and more experts flew out. There were at least a dozen 7th layer Martial Emperors and 8th layer Martial Emperors. Their eyes were cold and their killing intent was as sharp as knives. Some of them even glanced at Xiao Yu with greed and desire. "You are courting death. Kill them." Lu Ming shouted coldly and stepped forward. The sky rumbled and a terrifying energy swept out. Bang! 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 The bodies of the dozen people who rushed over exploded and they died on the spot. Lu Ming did not have a good impression of the people of the Godly Ruins continent. Back then, all the forces of the Godly Ruins continent had joined forces to kill Lu Ming in order to take his Chaos Origin token. If it were not for Lu Ming's high cultivation, he would have been killed. Therefore, he did not show any mercy. He killed more than a dozen experts with one move, which shocked everyone. How can this be? Is he a Saint Realm expert? That's impossible. The Godly Ruins continent has not produced a Saint Realm expert. The strongest one is only a half-saint. Is he a half-saint? Chapter 2165. Lu Ming killed more than a dozen experts with one move, shocking the crowd and making the people outside the city turn pale. Even the battle in the sky stopped. The experts from both sides flew back to their respective camps. "Fellow cultivator, you've crossed the line. A middle-aged man stepped down from the sky and stared at Lu Ming, emitting a powerful aura. The second stage of half-saint. Lu Ming could clearly sense the other party's cultivation. It seems that the upheaval has been going on for a long time. Even a second stage half-saint has appeared. Lu Ming had many thoughts in his mind. Come here, I have some questions for you. Lu Ming looked at the second stage half-saint expert and said indifferently. In Lu Ming's eyes, a second stage half-saint was nothing. Naturally, his tone was not respectful. It even sounded like a command. When those words entered the other party's ears, his face darkened to the point of death. You and I have an agreement. A half-saint cannot interfere. You've crossed the line. The middle-aged man said again. I asked you to come here. I have something to ask you. Lu Ming added. His face turned cold. He was indeed full of questions and wanted to find someone to ask. You're so arrogant. I'd like to see what you're capable of. The middle-aged man was furious. He unleashed all his strength and charged at Lu Ming. Lu Ming. A second stage half-saint had already mastered the laws. In the eyes of others, their power was shocking and terrifying. However, in Lu Ming's eyes, they were no different from ants. Lu Ming simply stretched out a hand and a big hand condensed. It clashed with the middle-aged burly man and pinched him. He then exerted force and the middle-aged burly man screamed miserably. There were cracking sounds all over his body and many of his bones were broken. Both inside and outside the city were silent. A half-saint was like a baby in Lu Ming's hands. He could not withstand a single blow. Then, the people in the city were overjoyed. Their morale was greatly boosted. Take the opportunity to kill him. Yes, kill him. How could the city's upper echelons miss this opportunity? Lu Ming had walked out of the city. He had used his powerful means to kill the enemy's powerhouses one after another. Even a half-step saint couldn't withstand a single blow from him. As a result, the enemy's morale must be extremely low. This was the best opportunity to attack. Kill. Inside the city, a large group of experts charged out of the city. Lu Ming's eyes flashed with a cold light. He wasn't here to help the city. He only attacked because the other party attacked him first, and he wanted to ask some questions. However, the people in the city wanted to borrow his power and use him as a hired thug. All of you, scram! Lu Ming turned around and roared. Waves of terrifying energy erupted from his mouth and surged towards the experts in the city. Bang! Bang! Inside the city, the experts who were charging at the forefront exploded one after another in the air. Dozens of them died in an instant. Ah, back off! Retreat! The remaining people were almost scared to death. They frantically retreated, their bodies drenched in cold sweat. Now, everyone understood that Lu Ming did not belong to either side. Whoosh! Following that, Lu Ming stretched out a large hand into the city and grabbed an old man. Everyone gasped. This old man was also a half-step saint, the top expert in the current Divine Ruins continent. You're Lu Ming. The old man stared at Lu Ming and suddenly shouted. What? Many people were shocked. In the depths of their memories, a demonic name emerged. Lu Ming. More than 10 years ago, he had shaken the entire Divine Ruins continent. Who didn't know him? At that time, the top experts in the Divine Ruins continent were almost all killed. It's really Lu Ming. I recognize him. Someone shouted again. Previously, when Lu Ming first appeared, many people did not recognize him. After all, more than 10 years had passed. Lu Ming's temperament had undergone a great change. Many people did not react in time. However, now that they were reminded, many people reacted, and their faces turned pale. He was a fiend. Moreover, didn't he go to Yuanlu? Why did he come back? Could it be that he had just returned from Yuanlu? Many people figured it out. That must be the case. That was why he appeared in the city. I'll ask you some questions. If you answer me honestly, I won't kill you. Lu Ming said coldly. Alliance leader Lu, please ask. We will tell you everything we know. The old man in the city hurriedly said. Me too, me too. The middle-aged man nodded repeatedly. Lu Ming's current strength was unfathomable. They did not dare to have the slightest disloyalty. Let me ask you, what's going on with this world? Why is the origin chi so dense? It's countless times denser than before. Lu Ming asked the question in his heart. As expected, he had just returned from Yuanlu. Alliance leader Lu, it's like this, the old man in the city hurriedly answered and told him everything that had happened over the years. The middle-aged man added from time to time. After hearing that, Lu Ming was shocked. It turned out that all of this was because of the Divine Wilderness Continent. To be precise, it was because of the Divine Wilderness Continent's 9 Dragon City. About 8 or 9 years ago, there was a sudden change in 9 Dragon City. A passageway suddenly appeared in the middle of 9 Dragon City. The 9 dragon veins and 9 dragon cauldrons that suppressed 9 Dragon City flew away one by one into the passageway. Endless origin chi spread out from the passageway, causing the origin chi of the Divine Wilderness Continent to become extremely dense. It even spread to the surrounding continents, such as the Divine Ruins Continent. With the density of the origin chi, the laws of the world became very clear and easy to comprehend. At the same time, the world and space became extremely stable. Every time a dragon vein and 9 dragon cauldron flew away, more origin chi would surge out from the passageway. In addition, the Divine Wilderness Continent and the other continents seemed to have countless spiritual roots or seeds of sacred herbs buried deep underground. Now that the origin chi was dense, these spiritual roots and seeds of sacred herbs had all awakened and bloomed. Countless spiritual herbs and sacred herbs had appeared all over the world. During this period of time, the martial Dao world had also increased explosively. Everyone's cultivation improved by leaps and bounds, advancing at a tremendous pace. Especially in the Divine Wilderness Continent, there were as many experts as there were clouds. Not only martial emperors, but even saints had appeared one after another. This made Lu Ming and Xiao Autumn Moon dumbfounded. They did not expect the changes of the world to be related to the 9 Dragon Cauldron. The whole world had awakened and was full of vitality. Could it be that the legend of the 9 Dragon Cauldron was wrong? Lu Ming thought. Legend had it that the 9 Dragon Cauldron was forged by human experts in ancient times to suppress the 9 dragon veins. But now, Lu Ming speculated that the 9 Dragon Cauldron and the 9 dragon veins were one and were used to suppress the passageway. Where does that passageway lead to? You're tuning into the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.